Oh hey, I just thought I'd show our friends in the US and the UK how Canada brings it. Boom!
One, two, three, four.
I'm a nasty woman, I'm a badass bitch. I'll reclaim those words for a positive lift. If you think you're gonna strip me of my rights, well, you better get ready for a big bad fight. Don't tell me to quiet down if I raise my voice. This is my body and I'll always have a choice. From California to South Carolina, you'll never get to regulate my vagina. We are gonna donate so much money to women's health clinics. They're gonna be fucking rich! We can do it, yes we can. We'll take action, make a plan. We can do it, you will see. One by one, dismantle the patriarchy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did that hurt your masculinity? I don't care. We just want you to be an ally. That's literally all we ask.
So you really want to go and take 100 steps back? How can this not be perceived as an attack? I can go and get my pet poodle spayed, but you want to overturn Roe v. Wade? I'm so tired of old white dudes with the wealth making decisions about our reproductive health. You don't get to say if I can or can't give birth. Make your next 4 years hell on earth.
Literally will not back down from any of this and will haunt you in your fucking sleep. Okay?
We can do it, yes we can. We'll take action, make a plan. We can do it, you will see. One by one, dismantle the patriarchy. Ow! We can do it, yes we can. We'll take action, make a plan. We can do it, you will see. One by one, dismantle the patriarchy.
We should all be
feminists.
We teach girls to shrink themselves.
We say to girls, you can have ambition, but not too much.
You should aim to be successful, but not too successful.
Otherwise, you will threaten the man.
Because
I am female.
I am expected to aspire to marriage.
I am expected to make my life choices.
Now, marriage can be a source of joy and love and mutual support. But why do we teach girls to aspire to marriage?
And we don't teach boys same.
We raise girls to see each other as competitors.
Not for jobs or accomplishments.
Which I think be a good thing.
But for the attention of men.
We teach girls that they can be sexual beings in the way that boys are.
Feminist.
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 The person who believes in the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes.
Welcome to Handsome Her, where women reign supreme.
This is called the Wall of Dames, so it's a wall of inspirational women.
Owner Alexandra O'Brien calls it a space for women by women, with priority seating for females and an extra tax for men.
1 week out of every month we have an 18% premium for men, which is the same amount as the gender pay gap.
I think it's fair if you think about the world and the gender inequality that we have.
The tax is optional, but so far none of the cafe's male customers have refused to pay it.
I could wear that, yeah, considering that there is a fair, it's a fairly unique unequal pay gap between men and women.
Staff say the gender tax isn't aimed at excluding people, but rather educating them, with proceeds going to charity. Estelle Greeping, 7 News.
Women are amazing. Our bodies grow babies. We run marathons, companies, solve problems. How? We eat. We eat almonds, strawberries, quinoa, and yeah, we eat chocolate. We eat in sweatpants, in skirts. We eat alone and together. Women eat. We don't doubt it. We own it. Special K.
Getting a period can sometimes be tricky. And often, we're taught to hide the fact that we're even on our period. So with the help of artist Sarah Levy, we're taking period shame and flipping it on its head.
It's Ladylike, and today we are painting with our menstrual blood.
My name is Sarah Levy. I gained notoriety for my portrait of Bloody Trump.
In order to paint with our period blood, I have to collect my period blood. I've gotten very up close and personal with my menstrual blood. You know, when you're taking a bath and you're on your period and then you like have a little clot floating in the water. There are times where you take the cup out and then you just get those like long membrane strings of blood, kind of like pulling cheese. I would like to like spoon up the clot and like take it in my palm and kind of just see what it's made of. It's kind of cool that your body can make all that stuff. Just embrace that cheese pull.
We lost some troops, but most of them made it to here.
One of these mason jars is wine. One of these mason jars is my period blood. Which one is it?
Can't really erase it, right?
That's what I thought, and that's how I painted Trump. But since painting it, I've learned that you can actually erase using saliva, which is super awesome. I, just spit occasionally into like a little thing. So what are you guys gonna paint?
So I'm gonna be painting chocolate chip cookies and peanut M&Ms.
Fabulous.
I think I'm gonna paint a glass of red wine. I hope my period picture doesn't smell though, because I've been collecting my blood and it smells. So do you have any like tips or pointers for us as we're like going into this?
I think the main thing is just to explore the blood as blood. Figure out how can you use the clots or the mucus.
I could use my clots
just have fun with it.
as the chocolate chip. So we all have blood to paint with. We have our still life portraits all set up.
Oh yeah. I actually loved the moment where we all opened our jars. Can I have a... We all leaned into the fact that it smelled awful.
Oh my God. I've never seen that before.
It's dribbling. It looks so fresh.
A favorite moment while I was painting is when I was working with my little chunks and I was just immediately empowered.
Ooh, clot.
I never thought I'd say this while painting with period blood, but I'm getting kind of hungry. I'm working up an appetite. Time for lunch. And then we'll put these bad boys on display.
People are lining up.
I didn't think I was gonna get nervous, but now that I just hear voices outside the door, I think I'm a little nervous.
Open the doors.
Go with the Flow is open for business. A lot of people didn't quite know what it was. I'm not that offended though.
Chunky.
Yeah, it's quite chunky.
I was a little shocked when some female coworkers were like, ew. And like initially.
A few of the men were like, how did you get that kind of like chunky consistency?
Wow, this also looks like a lot of blood. Are you okay?
Did you have to reheat it to paint?
No, period blood just stays blood.
Doesn't breathe.
No, it just chills.
I think this is gross and I don't get it. Reason being, it's biohazardous waste.
If I had any advice for somebody who's experiencing menstrual shame, the person who's shaming you or the structure that is shaming you needs to grow up. Because honestly, this is the birthplace of life. I'm very proud of us.
Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So this was kind of a baffling story. One, that people are inserting politics into breastfeeding, which seems like it would be off limits for politics. But, but two, why it would be controversial to call breastfeeding natural. If breastfeeding is not natural, what is natural?
Well, breastfeeding doesn't come naturally, as pediatricians will tell you. It's not exactly easy. There are lactation specialists out there. There's a whole industry out there. So breastfeeding isn't exactly natural. It doesn't come naturally to women. So what they're saying is, which I'm so happy there's a study out there that are finally letting women not have this guilt trip, that it's okay to hand the formula over to daddy, to the men, and it's natural for a man to feed a baby. So they're saying that only a woman able to feed a child is inappropriate. It's unethical and inappropriate. And I'm so glad that women are let off the hook. Finally.
I mean, it's not unethical or inappropriate, whatever those words mean. I mean, it's the opinion of some physicians that breast milk is superior to formula, and other people disagree, and it's a debate that has raged for quite some time. But what you seem to be saying is it is bad because it suggests that women have a different role in motherhood than men do, but they do because women are the only people biologically capable of bearing children. Is that now a controversial observation?
Well, the study is saying, though, that women are not the only ones who could feed the children. So that's what they're trying to say. It is natural for others to be able to feed the children. So the whole burden is not on the mother. So that's what they're trying to say with this study.
Okay, but that's okay. First of all, of course that's true.
Right.
Of course. But that's kind of a decision. What do you mean? I don't think women are stupid.
Oh, well, there are some women that actually, I interviewed a pediatrician that had a mother that had a child starving for 2 weeks. She was not able to lactate. She was not able to produce breast milk for 2 weeks. The baby had lost weight, and she refused to give that baby formula for fear that her baby was not going to get the perfect breast milk and would have to turn to formula. The baby ended up in the NICU.
That's a totally fair point, and that's a shame when people feel like there's no alternative. Perhaps there are some, but that's not what's really going on here. This is gender politics intruding on the personal decisions that parents make.
Well,
it's also blurring the lines. It's suggesting, by the way, that men can breastfeed, which I don't think they can.
It's suggesting that men could, I don't know, but it's suggesting that
I do know. The answer is they can't.
So.
I have 4 children, I can tell you.
I don't know your secrets, but no, what they're saying is that men can feed children. They're finally putting a study out there that's saying that breast milk is not the only way to go. There are other ways.
Okay,
and
but Kathy, you're dodging what I'm saying. Look, strictly speaking, I don't disagree with you.
Thank you.
But the debate is whether breast milk is better or worse than formula. And again, that is a scientific debate that nutritionists and physicians can have. This is feminist groups saying, how dare you suggest that it's better for women to feed babies because that somehow ties them biologically to the act of procreation. And my only point is, feminists, as usual, are helping to obscure biological realities because they don't like them. And that's an attack on science, and I'm against that.
It's a study that's just saying it's inappropriate to say that breast milk is the only natural way to feed a child. A man could naturally feed a child in other ways.
Well, actually, a man can't naturally feed a child. A man can't produce formula.
I mean, baby and naturally give it formula. Natural. It's natural. Loving is natural.
Okay. It's just. Can you just take 3 steps back?
No.
And acknowledge that there's something pretty awful about inserting gender politics into something as beautiful and intimate as the first days of a child's life.
You know
and
what?
maybe parents could say, hey, back off.
It's not beautiful. Breastfeeding is not beautiful. Breastfeeding, it causes so many headaches, and it can be so horrible. And as a pediatrician told me, it doesn't come naturally for so many women. So this study, I think, is wonderful because women can finally step back and say, wow, it's okay to hand the bottle and the baby over to dad or my girlfriend or whatever the case may be.
Half of that sentence is correct, of course. It is absolutely okay to do that.
Thanks.
But I'm just wondering, final question for you, because this is giving me a little bit of a headache.
I'm sorry.
No offense to you. No, it's not your fault, but just the whole subject is so crazy. If it's not natural to breastfeed, how did the species get to where it is now? Like, why didn't we die out several millennia ago?
I think we found other ways like formula to feed the babies. So, and
Okay,
years
so
ago,
like during the medieval period, like where did you get the Similac then?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not quite sure, but this breastfeeding phenomenon has been going on for the last 10 years. But before that, our mothers weren't all exactly into breastfeeding. You had the feminism, the revolution, the 70s. Women did not breastfeed like they do nowadays. So breastfeeding has not always been the answer.
Man, I'm glad my kids are older enough to weigh into this stuff. Kathy, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
I'm rolling away because my legs are not together. Every day. Sarcasm was big a problem. Happy today. At least I'm not.